Hello, everyone. This is Gaming Solo, and today we're gonna be looking at the sun is bright, the magnificent, the stellar, the ginormous C2 from Crusader Industries, rocking the Crusader Industries paint from the event that nobody can finish. We're gonna go through this ship today, do a walkthrough, and I'm gonna talk about it. This is a ship that I have owned in game up until the 4.0 white, and I decided that I wanted it in my fleet. I was torn between it and the the Ironclad, which is coming at some point this year probably. And I went with this because it is definitely going to do better in the atmosphere than the Ironclad, and I just like the aesthetic and the feel of the ship overall. I'm not a huge hauler, though I do some hauling, and the fact that it's got all the space inside for ships and moving parts around, that is one day going to be important, right? So let's take a look. I'm outside in space, outside of I don't know where I'm at actually. Honestly, I was trying to do the event, and so I'm somewhere around either Hurston or Altcourt. I can't remember where I logged out, but we're going to go up to bottom deck and take a look. As you can see, I do have some stuff in here, and I did that. I'm doing this review of the stuff in here somewhat purposely to show some size comparisons. So this ship has a ramp here and a ramp back here. It holds almost 700 SCU, right below 700 SCU on the grid. Of course, you can get a lot more on there if you want to finagle it. And you can see here, this is the Medical Ursa. It fits without a problem. You can fit any vehicle in the game currently into this ship. So vehicle transport, it works without a hitch. You can also have vehicles and cargo because it's such a big space here. And what I do want to point out, however, is if you're going to have a NURSA, you don't quite have your full cargo grid. So the cargo grid comes up these lines. As you can see here, I tried to park it as in the middle of those lines as possible, but I won't be able to fill up the cargo, all this cargo, to here, to the edge of the grid, with this NURSA in place. There is some storage on the ship, but this is not it. I wonder if they're going to enable it one day. From there, we're going to go up to the top deck where all the fun is. So you can do the elevator. The elevator is a little slow. It's definitely faster to go up this ladder here. This ladder is probably the most annoying ladder in the game, especially going down. Going up, you can kind of get away from it. Going down, sometimes it grabs you. Hopefully that ladder update comes soon. And this is the top deck. So we're going to start on this side over here. This would be the port side. There is, let me close the door so you can see. This is the recreation area. So it labels the door for you. Pretty nice. And it's got a cool aesthetic there. You can watch some TV, chill. I was really torn between this and the M2. So the M2 has more armor than this and more weapons. However, I think at the end of the day, especially in a solo situation, C2 is a better pick. You get your food, you got a sitting area, and then you come back out to the main deck. So both of those doors go into that space. And the M2, that is a bunch of jump seats. You can come back here for some of your component access. Some of it is accessible. It's really interesting, though, because some of these components are the size that you cannot remove from ships. Got the really cool engine stuff here. That's some fuses here. We're going to go across to the other side. So there's more cool engine stuff and fuses and compartments for parts that you can't manually replace yet. So this is habitation. So this is where the crew sleeps. You got some storage lockers in here. You've got the 2 beds. Actually, yeah, 2 beds. This is a 2-man crew, which I'm wondering if they'll redo this at all when engineering gets in, because while it is a 2-man crew, you're going to have to sacrifice one of those crew members to be on the turret if you want, or engineering instead of on the turret. So that's a bummer, but it's a big enough ship. Maybe they can figure something out without getting rid of what they already have. So for storage, actual hard storage in the ship, we have a few storage lockers up here. So there's plenty of storage. Not an easy way to get items up here unless they're in your backpack, but plenty of storage to put them in, right? And that is the view from up here. If you come down this corridor, you have tons more fuses, some cool aesthetics, and exposed wiring runs and things like that. Cannot operate this yet. Actually, you can. I'm sorry. I missed that button. Weapon rack. So you can put a lot of weapons here and here. You got a suit locker on each side, and you got an escape pod on each side. And then here is the main event, the cockpit or the bridge, whatever you want to call it, on this size of a ship. On the M2, there are seats here and here, or your actually just here. Now that I think of it, I think there's just a seat here for your gunning needs, and that's actually another downfall of the M2. You have a ton of turrets and only 2 turret seats, this one and the co-pilot seat. You do have an engineering terminal here, as any of you who have been in the ship or did the engineering terminal arena commander modes knows. But if you need to actually repair parts and things like that, you got to run to the back of the ship where the parts are. Now, as far as firepower and default setup, I don't think I've replaced anything in here except I did. Actually, I take it back. I think I did. I did do the quantum drive, and that might be it. I thought I might have done the coolers, but I may or may not have. I like to have more efficient coolers. Sometimes I do overkill in the coolers, but oh, power plant. That's what I did. I replaced the power plant. So the power plant's bigger than the stock because I want lots of shield and lots of pew pew. It does come with the laser cannons, not laser repeaters. I'm not a huge fan of the cannons, but I haven't had a chance to go get some attritions for this. But this is a great daily driver. You can do HRTs and ERTs in this if you're careful, and you have plenty of space for your loot for that. This was a trade up from the Star Lancer TAC that I had. When they released it, the price jumped really, really high, and it made it very, very within grasp to grab one of these instead of it. As cool as that ship was, I saw some shortcomings for my gameplay and my needs and my fleet, so I did upgrade that to the C4. So that is the C4. Let me know in the comments what you think about the C4, or if you are waiting on the Ironclad. I'm sorry, not the C4. I keep saying C4 like we're gonna. Oh my gosh, not C4, not an explosive. This is not an explosive. This is a ship. This is the C2. This is the C2. So let me know in the comments, not about what you think about C4. Let me know in the comments what you think about the C2 and even the M2. The B2 is still very similar. It just has a whole bunch of bombs in that cargo bay, so you can't really haul a lot unless you drop all the bombs. But that's not snapping to the cargo. So let me know what you think about these ships, and if you think that they are going to be very viable, or if you think the Ironclad is just going to dump on them and no one's going to use them anymore. I still personally think, especially with control surfaces on the horizon. Well, the horizon is starts this in time is the next like 3-5 years, right? But they are talking about control surfaces. That is something that talking about, so I believe it will be here soon. And the aerodynamics of this ship versus a flying brick like the Ironclad tells me this is going to be better for atmospheric traversal, which I will probably do a lot of, knowing what I do and my gameplay types. So let me know in the comments, this versus Ironclad, what your preference is currently. Of course, that could change, just what you're thinking right now. And also, let me know what I should cover next. The 4.3 update is imminent. It appears it's going to be coming soon. Do you want me to try to dive into more of the Onyx? Do you want me to do a video of me doing this shenanigans for the cargo again? Another one of those. I've already done one of those, but we could do more. Or would you like to see something else coming from the 4.3 update that will probably be here by the time my next video is recorded and released? Let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button and drop a like for the algorithm. And if you don't mind, share it. Share it with your friends. I will catch you guys later. Gaming Solo out.